If you're an agency owner, an SDR, or any kind of other online business provider, you've probably watched thousands of hours of outreach strategies that all say different things, and you're actually wondering what really works. In this video, I'm going to cut through the noise and I'm going to show you how I send the most advanced, personalized, and high-converting message in the market using Clay.com. I used to be in the trenches of lead gen and outbound, but since I switched to Clay.com, I was able to even book hundreds of sales calls per month, and I'm constantly outperforming all my coaching students in 99% of outbound campaigns. And I want to make sure that this works for everyone, not just for me, and it wasn't just luck. So all the people that you are seeing here were actually able to replicate my success, and some of them were even able to book world record results, getting something crazy like 20 to 25% interest and reply rates among their campaigns. So if you put aside some minutes to actually go through this video, I guarantee you that you will revolutionize the way in which you do cold email campaigns, and you would be able to book more sales calls, more deals, and more revenue for your own business. But to actually understand why these strategies are so strong, we have to look back at what is the current situation about cold email, outbound, and outreach strategy in 2024, and why people are missing out so many different things. So first of all, I think if you have read on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and all the other spaces, basically there are two main groups about outbound. The personalization guys, the one who say, hey, you have to personalize, do your own research, check a LinkedIn profile per LinkedIn profile, get the people and really research your message. And then there are the spammers, the high volume cold email guys who say something like, cool, take down a list from Apollo, send 20,000 different emails and spam all your market. Man, the problem is in 2024 is not about personalization or volume, it's about personalization and volume. And these are the reason why these people are really missing out, and why, if you follow these guys, you will be bankrupt in 2024, in 2025, and in the next year, because the game is actually getting tougher and tougher. So first of all, why the personalization guys are wrong? The problem is, yeah, you need to do the right personalization, you don't have to spam people, but these guys, the speed at which they use outbound, the volume at which they send emails, cold calls is just too slow, okay? The volume is just too low. This is the real problem. And let's analyze together these two groups of people are doing outbound. So let's start with the personalization one, the one that say you have to personalize everything. So there are three reasons why this doesn't work in practice. So first of all, people inboxes are more and more crowded, and people don't give a fuck about your email, about your call, about your DM, more and more. It's a volume game, it's still a volume game. If you're really personalizing everything and you send 10 emails and I send 100 with the same level of relevancy, I will win 10 times every day. This is the problem. Secondly is personalization is actually. It's not having personalization. Of course, you have to be personalized, but you have to be relevant, because there's personalization and personalization. If I say, hey, I noticed we went in the same college together in 2000 and whatever, man, this is crap. It doesn't make any sense, because personalization must be relevant to the value proposition. It's like saying, I made my own research and this is really relevant to you. So it's not personalization, it's relevancy, and the game would be relevant at scale. The problem is most of the time the people who say we need more personalization, they are very stupid about technology and they really don't know how to do a list. Right now, as they are spend 70% of their time in actually making the list, is not because they actually want to make things personalized, because emails at the end of the day would be in any case, but they are very, very bad with technology and they can't make a good list because it's not easy actually. Then we go to the spammers, to the mass outreach cold email guys we have today. And guys, there are two problems. So first of all, if your level of outbound is so low and you say, hey, do you need my website services, my SEO services, and you spam all the market, maybe it was working, I don't know, in 2010, in 2005. Right now, for sure, it doesn't work because people really don't answer to this message. The level of sophistication portion of the market is way different. People are already doing outbound, and you have to stand out from crowd of all the other messages. Secondly, deliverability, guys. Deliverability is a problem because Gmail, Outlook, and all the filters limit the number of emails you can send. It's getting more and more expensive. Even Facebook ads, advertising, SEO, social media, organic, every channel is getting more expensive. But if it's getting more expensive, the email that you send must be more relevant and produce more money. This is why both approaches are broken, because in 2024 you need volume and high personalization. And this is the reason why Clay.com is the only solution you can actually pursue to make your outbound game 10x higher than the competition, 10x better than the competition, so that you can outperform basically 99% of all the other people in outbound. And I really want to make just a very simple example of what I mean by volume and personalization. For example, let's say that I want to contact all the e-commerce managers on Earth, and I want to contact only the one that has Shopify installed, they don't have internal SEO people, and they have a very crap website loading speed. I can do this at scale with Clay. I don't have to be the personalization guy who check everything and do everything manually, and I don't have to be the spammer guy who just send email to all the e-commerces. So to actually do outreach that works, you have to find the right leads, and finding the right leads in the right place in the internet is actually an art, and we will find together all the places where we can get the leads, and a little bit later in the video I will show you how I can actually leverage Clay in every part of the web to actually get those leads at scale and really create amazing personalization at scale with this amazing technology. So first of all, where to get the leads? It really depends on what is your target market, because for example, if you are selling to businesses, and most of the time they would be on LinkedIn or on Apollo. And for example, let's check together how to find agency on LinkedIn. Let's say I want to find agencies selling Facebook ads. Go to Sales Navigator, account, can write Facebook agency, you can put your filters. We have 30,000 different agencies, and we can go inside account, get the URL, get the people, and start our own outreach. While if you want to prospect to gyms, restaurants, car washers, all sort of local businesses, yeah, you can find some of them on LinkedIn, but a gym won't be listed most of the time on LinkedIn. They don't give a about LinkedIn in general, okay? But I'm 100% sure they would be on Google Maps, because they have an incentive to be on Google Maps. It makes sense. And I can write like Miami gyms, and I get all the gyms. And by the way, you have even very interesting data. For example, you have their reviews, you have the phone numbers, you have most of the time the website, you have the address. Inside the website you can get the email, so you can really contact at scale these kind of businesses through Google Maps. While if you want to prospect e-commerces, let's say I'm an SEO agency, I want to sell my SEO services to e-commerce owners. Well, where I can get e-commerce owners, there are a lot of different good places. If I go to trustpilot.com, let's go to closing store, and I have all the different commerces. Okay, for example, Queensboro. I create a new document, and let's say I really want to do a targeted outreach, a very personalized outreach. Later we will do this at Clay in a moment, really in a click. But what I would do, for example, let's say I want to show that I made my own research and I want to mention the company name. So company name. Then I want the URL, company name. The URL would be this one. After the URL, I want the category, so I can say my outreach or in a cold call or whatever, something like, hey, I noticed your fashion product store. I noticed your store full of amazing leather shoes or fashion products. So in this case could be fashion products. And then by the fact that I want to prospect for services, I want to do even more personalization. I want to get SEO score and how much it takes that kind of website page to load, so I can give personalized advices like, your website is loading in 4 seconds. If it was 1 second instead of 4, and we can do this, your conversions would increase by, I don't know, 20%, 30%. Work with us. So I can go on page seed index, which is a free Google service, and this is more or less how you create a personalized outbound strategy. You show that you've done your research, and you get how long it takes to actually load the page. For example, we can put speed index 3 seconds. and we can do this for all the other e-commerce. These are all the different ways you can actually get leads and create your own outbound campaigns, but as you can see, it's really frustrating. We are really slow in doing so. Yeah, we can outsource everything to SDR to have way, but again, it will take a lot of time and the leads would be not verified. But luckily, we have a technology like Claycom so that we can leverage this amazing technology to build these lists and actually use amazing personalization at scale. Okay, let's check together Claycom. Claycom is this amazing sales operation tool where you can actually scrape data from all over the web in a fraction of seconds. You can create a new table and you have all the data sources that we have mentioned before, but we have the ability to get all this data at scale. For example, like before, we want to find agency, find companies. We have an amazing dashboard and we can say something like agency, United States, 100, even a little bit more, and preview companies. We can get all the companies, import to new table. But what's really amazing about Clay is that now we have all the companies, but we can get all the possible information at scale. For example, okay, we have the website, we have the LinkedIn profile, and maybe we want to get what is the name of the owner. We can do this immediately with Clay. We can get case studies at scale. Other enrichment, we can use Clay Agent, which is a live version of ChatGPT, and we can say something like visit domain and get some clients. This business is working with save, front and rows, and at scale we can say something like company name. I notice you're working with name 1, name 2, and name 3, so that we can actually show at scale that we are making our own research. And here we're getting all the results. We can get Nutella, Council Specialist, Duval, Pepsi, etc., and we can leverage these in our campaign, and we will see in a moment how can we do this. Another example, again, we want to prospect gyms, create new table, we go to Google Maps, and we can see something like this time could be New York. We can put something like gym, continue, blank table. Okay, here we have, for example, the address, the website, the phone, the rating. As you can see, everything is very well organized, so I can really just send the phone to the dialer with the name of the gym, so a cold caller can say, hey, left time, I notice you're the gym at this address, I just want to propose this kind of offer. Or even better, let's say we have the website but we don't have the email, because on Google Maps emails are not listed, but I'm pretty sure that all the gyms that have a website should have an email, so that again I can leverage another automation. I find again the Clay Agent and from website find one email address, email, save, run 10 rows, and at scale we can magically find all the email addresses without making our own research. This is the magic of Clay.com, and this is how you can actually make your lead management, your lead generation process way more efficient and actually prospect at scale. Not all of them have an address, but most of them actually have one, so that you can leverage it in your own campaign and send everything in one click to Smart Lead and continue your own lead generation process. And last but not least, you remember the Trustpilot example. We can do this with e-commerces too, because here in Clay we have another amazing data provider, which is StoreLeads, that can get all these amazing information at scale. Continue. We don't need the query, but we can say e-commerce platform, I only want to prospect Shopify, I don't care about technology. Country, we can put United States, number of results, I don't care. Continue, new blank table, and we'll add everything into a new table. And again, you see the difference between now and before. First of all, we have way better filters. We can get all this incredible information at scale, and we can send everything into Smart Lead or to any kind of email automation platform in really seconds. And I can get all the data that I really need, like Shopify, description. So from the description, I can get, for example, if they are selling fashion products, leather shoes. So in my copy, I can say, hey, I notice you're selling this kind of product because I made my own research. And again, let's invent again that I'm an SEO agency. I want to actually sell SEO services to this company. I can do exactly what I did before, and I can check the Google page speed at scale, putting as an input domain, continue, start, run 10 rows. Okay, and this way I can really have at scale all the page speed index, so I can leverage this into my copy and really show at scale that I made my own research before actually prospecting some random guys on the internet. Now we have all the speed index data, and I can jump to the next part of the process, which is I have the data, I have the company, I can get the people, from the people I can get the email, from the email I can use all the personalization that I use there, and I can start sending ultra personalized cold emails at scale. Let's see together how can we make this and really stay relevant at scale. So we have everything here, we have found our data. Next step is actually getting the people. We have the URL, so getting the people is not that difficult. Find people and find contacts at company, save results in this table. Company identifier, we can put the URL, which is the main identifier of a company. Job title keywords, of course, it depends. In this case, our hypothesis is that we are selling to e-commerce owners, and we are actually selling SEO services. So ideally, we want to sell to a founder, CEO, manager, co-founder, owner. Okay, continue at field, save, run 10 rows, and now we are getting all the people from the company URLs. Okay, having the people, what we need to send a good cold email, we need for sure the full name, or even better the first name, because we can say hey name, of course. Then I think it's enough, because with full name and the URL that we previously had, we can find the email. And the beauty of Clay is that we are not using one email provider, we are using many email providers, so that if the email is not validated with the first one, we have all the odds and we really maximize the probability to actually get as many emails as possible, and of course as many sales calls as possible. Full name, company domain, we have to validate our email, is very important, always safe to send, save, run 10 rows, and here we are getting all the different emails. As you can see, all the data providers are working, from LeadMagic, FindMeMail, Prospeo, Hunter, Datagma, and here are the final validated emails. From the final validated emails, while it's loading, we want to send the emails directly to Smart Lead. Add lead to campaign, and we have to first create our own campaign. And let's say that I want to send a message with something like, hey name, I noticed you are running a beautiful Shopify store, but I noticed your loading speed is number seconds. If, and this by the way is a template that really works in practice. It's a very powerful template where you can put your value proposition, unique system, and you show immediately what is the result of working with you, if they want to book a call or not. If I can reduce the loading speed from, again, the actual number find from our validation provider, from number to 1.5 seconds, so that you get 20% more conversions thanks to our image compression system. I'm inventing, guys, of course. I'm not an expert in SEO, but actually this makes sense. So you create, let's say an agency is using an image compression technology to actually decreasing the loading speed of the website. If I can reduce the loading speed from 6 seconds to 1.5 seconds, so that you get 20% more conversions thanks to our image compression system, would you be interested in speaking? Thanks, MS. Okay, cool. Now we have to substitute all the personalization with what we have in our Clay table. Okay, now I got all the different emails and I want to send everything to Smart Lead, so we can even have all this information from the first name to the speed index, or how long does it take to actually load the web page. Add enrichment, you can use Smart Lead or instantly. Add lead to campaign, and we have to find our SEO campaign address. We have to input our email address, so work email. First name, we have to find our first name, which is this, and we can even add all the possible personalization combination of data in the word. In this case, the speed index is enough. Speed index, save, run 10 rows. Now that all the rows are running and we are sending all the data to Smart Lead, so that when we go back to our campaign, we actually can substitute the variables with actually real variable that are real number from Clay. So a first name, then we can check if this actually works or not. I notice you're running a beautiful Shopify store, but I notice your loading speed is like 6 seconds. If I can reduce the loading speed from, again, the variable of speed to 1.5 so that you can get 20% more conversions thanks to our email compression system, would you be interested in speaking? Save changes, and we can now double check if the personalization worked or not, checking the new copy, how everything is working with leads you see on the left. We can actually find that hey Brian, I notice you're running a beautiful Shopify store, but your loading speed is 6.6 seconds. If I can reduce the loading speed from 6.6 to 1.5 so that you can get 20% more conversions, etc, etc. And in this case you can see the personalization works perfectly, and you can start leveraging this kind of personalization among all the leads on the list that can even be thousands, because with Clay you can actually get and extract all the data from your list and use it in your copy in the most efficient way possible at an incredible scale. So just by watching what I'm doing here, you have probably noticed how this is by far the best outreach strategy out there, because you can combine very high degree of personalization and very high volume with this amazing technology, Clay.com. You can totally crush it and outperform 99% of all the outbound people out there. But this is literally just one part on how you can leverage Clay to create amazing outbound campaign at scale, and there are loads of other strategies such as scaling lists without credits on Clay, scraping problem at scale, omnichannel outbound with Clay. So if you want to skip the trial and error part, check the link in the description where you can get the Clay Scaler Handbook, which is my full course on how to master Clay, join a community of like-minded individuals, and even Clay gigs to launch your lucrative Clay career as soon as possible. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.